Hey tribe, welcome back to my channel. So before we get into your reading, I would like to take a minute and thank Emily for beautiful gifts for this channel, and I'm super thankful you made my day. When I went to post office, I was expecting something else, but here we go. So that's amazing. We're gonna do a reading with this today, with these two decks. I don't know the topic of it just yet, but I kinda have something in mind. We'll see. I'm pretty sure you know what it is already. First deck is The Nightmare Before Christmas. And let's go through this. It's matte finish, where Santa Muerte is the shiny finish. Alright, so that's how the full card looks like. You know what I like about this deck? I skipped through it very quickly. I do like that they changed the name of it. Name of Pentacles, Swords, for example. Wands is called Candles, which is pretty cool. Then we've got Pentacles called Presents. I found it pretty unique. And Swords called Needles. So that's a pretty cool deck. We'll see what's gonna come up with this deck. I can't wait to see how that goes. Cups are potions, because that's gonna be a completely different vibe I'm seeing straight away. We might do behind the scenes video, something that you might not be seeing, or something that's on subconscious level. Now, the Santa Muerte is a very high quality deck. That one too, but this one feels more sturdy than the other. And I'm pretty sure you've seen it on many other channels. I had an eye on this deck for a while, and it's so good that I've told someone who wanted to send this deck around the same time to switch it up. And I chosen the Haunted House Tarot because Emily has bought this already and I completely forgot about it. It just took extra time to get here due to the whole, pandemic situation. But I do love this deck. It's gonna take me places, I can see already. So shall we get into your reading, guys? Let's see what comes up. Hey guys, so here are your choices. Pile number 1 is on the left. Pile number 4 is on the right. We're going to start with Magic of You Oracle, and then we're going to incorporate the new decks. So for pile number 1, we have this shell right here. That's pile number 2. That's pile number 3. And that's pile number 4. If you need some more time, stop the video and I'll see you in timestamps. Hey pile 1 people, so let's see what's happening behind the scenes. We'll take a look at this card in a minute. For you, I'm drawn to Santa Muerte. We might incorporate the other deck too. What's happening behind the scenes, what you might not be noticing. We have the 4 of Pentacles. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting to read from. We have the 9 of Wands. It's coming for more so like a message, something to acknowledge what is happening behind the scenes. So that's going to be interesting. Let me actually incorporate the other deck too. Pile number 1. We have Judgment. We have Chariot twice. Interesting. And we have the King of Presents. This is straight away, guys. This pile is all about finances and your stability. When it comes to stability, it can also involve your household too. Let's see, Magic of You Oracle, Love the Darkness. Now, what this has to do with, it's almost like you have probably or will be tested when it comes to finances, I'm seeing here. But because for most of you, I feel like that's something that has happened already and your attention needs to be drawn to that, to understand it a bit better. I'm going to talk in past tense. It's saying, when you are holding on to your finances too tightly, and feeling when you spend money, feeling that, I'm losing money, just that underlying feeling of lack, it doesn't have to be super intense, but you're like, maybe you're saving money, and this is a good thing. But pay attention to how you feel once you're doing that. Right? The Nine of Wands can be quite a defensive card, right? I'm keeping boundaries, it can be a stuck up energy too. And the Four of Pentacles is as well. This is saying, listen, right about a time when you will learn how to get rid of those wands, right? And put your walls down and to approach money a bit differently. Almost like I'm seeing someone thanking once they spend money, they're like, thank you, for me being able to spend this money, for having that money to start with. That's when everything will start moving forward. So a lot of you guys might start seeing the progress of your financial successes already. We have two Chariot cards here. And right below the Four of Pentacles, we have Judgment. I do see for a couple of you what might be happening. This is a future energy though for most of you. You might get some kind of, unexpected document to sign, file, email, whatever that would be, but it has to do with moving forward, improving your situation, improving your either household, either your finances, how things were, no more. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you soon enough will either deal with investments, maybe signing documents for home, because for some of you, what's happening behind the scenes, it seems like some of you are being prepared to move or to move forward, right? It can be a physical move or it can be a forward movement with finances. Now, for some of you, there is a masculine energy who might be involved here. It might be, that lucky passenger or someone in your circle already who will be helpful. It might be your partner as well, right? If you're married especially. For a couple of others of you, this is a fatherly energy. But overall, behind the scenes, what you're being taught is how to see the dark times, the struggling times from a bit of a different perspective, and how to switch it up for yourself. So instead of attracting what you already don't want, to attract something that you do want. And it's almost like I'm seeing a door is opening for you, but you're the one who has to kind of go back to those maybe difficult times in your life and understand why this happened that way. Why there was lack? Why didn't it move forward? Was there a situation you were involved in? Was there a person who was blocking you, right? Were you blocking something yourself? And that's what your cards want you to look at. Because once you uncover the secret and understanding, that's when you will not be lacking anything anymore. It's all about forward movement. I got it, I understand it, and I know how to approach it now. There is some sort of celebration for a couple of you that is referenced here. Someone is really, really excited to move forward, I'm almost seeing like someone signing some type of documents and saying, thank God. So if that's something that you were preparing to do, I do believe that this might come sooner than you think, and everything will start moving very swiftly afterwards. But once you make peace with the dark times, right? With the times that you didn't really like, and kind of dig deep there to understand why this happened that way. And once we do, it happens very often to people who like to reflect a lot. They're like, wow, I know exactly why this had to happen that way. Now I know, and I take this wisdom with me. So I do hope that this made sense. Let's pull a couple of cards, actually. I feel like I wanna see a bit more what you can expect in the future. We have Justice showing itself. Again, it's something to do with either formalities, government, for some of you, documents. For a couple of others, remember to filter the messages out because I touched on different scenarios. For a couple of others, some kind of karmic dealing is done and over with, We have Temperance, and here you go, you're finding that balance between the two. We have the Two of Cups. This is beautiful energy, guys. I must tell you, this is beautiful, beautiful energy. Yeah, and again, storming off really, really quickly. There is going to be a very peaceful time for you here. I do see someone else involved too, but this is a bit of a new scenario. You know, I don't know how this is connected, this domestic situation here or your finances, but what you need to know in the future, someone is going to make you super peaceful, but it's equal. You're gonna give out that energy to them and they will do the same to you. And it does seem like someone wants to say, come with me, come with me. Those who will be moving homes, or those who will be ending some type of contracts, you being referenced a very sweet partnership in the future. Now this can be a new romantic partnership, or this can be a good friendship, a very honest friendship. And it seems like these two people are helping one another to lift themselves up. So a peaceful time, literally, after a bit of struggle, a peaceful time is approaching here. And that's something that you might not be seeing, but I feel like for a lot of you, you might be feeling it intuitively. I do hope that this made sense, pile number one, and I'll catch you soon. Bye for now. Hey, pile number two people, so we'll look at your card in a minute. I'm gonna pull from these two new decks. Let's see what's happening behind the scenes. What's happening behind the scenes? We have the Fool. We have the Page of Cups. Ooh, this energy is very light. We have the Hanged Man. Bottom of the deck, we have Five of Cups. This makes me feel things. I'm gonna put it right here because I think there might be a message. All right. Let's see what is up. What's happening behind the scenes. We have the Sun. I'm telling you, this is sweet, sweet energy. We have the Hierophant. We have a lot of major arcanas here already. We have the Ten of Needles. Bottom of a deck, we have the Knight of Needles. Let's put it right here. What is your main card? We have Avenor. Make peace with your past. That would make sense. I must say, for a lot of you guys here, what's happening behind the scenes, what you're being prepared for, basically. Let me see if camera is all right. What you're being prepared for is a moment of exploration. There's going to be a lot of lighthearted energy. You will be drawn to probably exploring things and learning new things. And, you know, you make me feel a bit like a child who is curious. And that time will be needed for you, especially if some of you are struggling with your own headspace sometimes. Your higher self is pushing you towards a more lighthearted way of living, forgetting what has happened in the past, but not forgetting those experiences. It's like, I don't want to say forget and forgive. It's more so like, okay, I acknowledge this has happened. I went through, you know, difficult stuff that I've carried in my gut. These are repressed feelings and emotions, right? That I've carried in my gut for a while. I acknowledge that, but I'm taking those experiences as lessons. And it does seem like someone will be either pushed or they will make a choice to live a bit of a more free-spirited lifestyle. And that's going to bring a lot of happiness into one's life. So if you don't see it happening just yet, a lot of things can happen in a day or in a week that might change your perspective, and you might be urgent, you know, to explore, to live in the moment, a bit like a kid would do, right? And that's what you're being asked to take a look at already right now. And that is the key to get out of your headspace. There needs to be a moment for you here, and it will be, this is saying, where you will be forgiven someone or a situation that stuck to you, and you will be able to release those repressed emotions, especially in your gut. For some of you it's a heart space, but for most of you it's in your gut, and to move forward. It's a lot to do with your head here. It's a lot to do with your head, you know. And when I'm talking, I have a bit of a pressure at the back of my head too. But you need to know that this is gonna be done and over with. And it's almost like I'm seeing your higher self navigating you towards a much more light-hearted path. I'd say keep your eyes open for either. Yeah, it does seem like this is someone who may teach you things, or someone may say something, you know. It doesn't have to be an actual mentor or teacher. Someone might just say something to you and it sticks to you, and you're like, wow, you know, this has changed my perspective or how I view things now. But there has to be some type of a sudden ending. Let me take a look at this here. What is this ending about that you don't see just yet? What is this ending about? Okay, let's see what popped out. We have the Two of Cups. If for some of you, some type of relationship, friendship, romantic, doesn't matter what kind of, was dragging for too long and you didn't feel like you were happy and things were kind of on hold, you know, kind of push and pull, there was a reference to this relationship ending here. But that's something, if that's for you, that's something that you probably had thought of before. You were like, I don't really like how this is going. It's been too long now, or I don't see any progress. We have the Ten of Cups. It does seem like for a lot of you, what you need to know is that you're finding happiness elsewhere. And I'm not gonna put you in a box and start describing specific scenarios, but just remember, you will find happiness elsewhere. So it might be a person, it might be I don't feel like a place here, but it does feel like this is a very relationship-based reading. And it doesn't have to be only romantic, remember that. I'm hearing for some of you, home is where your heart is. What can you expect in the future, or what is being kind of... Sorry guys, getting a lot of stuff. You know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing a vision of a dark room, but because the blinds are really thick. And those blinds are still shut. But I'm seeing a person walking into that room about to open those blinds, and someone who's sleeping is like, no, I just want to lay here for longer. I'm still healing, I'm hearing. Don't open those blinds. And whoever this person is who kind of interrupted, you know, peace of someone who was sleeping, this is someone who wishes someone well. So I'd say what's happening behind the scenes, the uncomfortable will start the healing process and that light-hearted process. You know, I'm seeing almost like you coming on the other side of some kind of emotional difficulties, the triggers and uncomfortable situations. It would make sense with the Fool here, will shine a lot of light on what you have been resisting. What can you expect? We have Strength. I'm sensing a lot of you are becoming much more independent, and that's something that you're being prepared for. We have Nine of Wands. And we have the Six of Swords. Yeah, again, see that book over here? And again, it's a lot to do with your headspace. This is literally that representation of how I try to explain to you guys that you it's not about forgetting, it's about taking those experiences with you. I'm seeing for some of you, you might be approaching relationships a little bit more differently in the future. How you used to view things and how you will be, these are going to be two different people almost, I'm seeing, and that's necessary. The High Priestess is here. There's a lot of knowledge for you to be uncovered. The Star and the Moon. Yeah, and you're the one who's uncovering those, you know, hidden, I'm seeing some kind of hidden info that's not gonna come up here. It's very well hidden. It's actually behind the scenes with the High Priestess and the Moon. It's for you to uncover some kind of a truth. Because if you knew about it right now, the process wouldn't be as organic as it has to be. This is not about rushing into things, pile number 2. Just want to make sure, because everything will be happening with your timing, meaning what you can handle at that specific week, month. You know, it's not about more problems. It's about, you know, those realizations when they come in. Sometimes they can be a bit, you know, too much, and you're gonna be given almost like little, you know, keys to certain things, you know, answers to your questions, but it's gonna be a process. And the more quiet you are in your headspace, the more in the moment you are, the more you zero yourself, the louder the intuition and your highest self will speak to you. Yeah, the Empress is here. You guys, what's happening behind the scenes, expect self-confidence shooting through the roof in the future. I'm seeing a glow up for some of you. For others of you, I'm seeing a period of questioning yourself. Why this happened that way? Why do I still feel like I hold that trauma? Why is this? Why is that? You know, and I do believe that for a lot of you, this is gonna make you feel much more comfortable with who you are and where you stand in the future. But first off, your high self is almost like asking you to let go a bit and be as curious as a child, because once you relax and once you live the moment, that's when everything, almost like, you know, whatever information was kind of blocked away, it all comes in then, because you relax and you are able to accept, right? Once you tense, once you're too much in your head, there is already too much going on. So just seek for that, you know, lighthearted energy here and do things that you wanted to do for a while, and everything will fall into places, this is saying. Bottom of the deck, we have Temperance, beautiful, beautiful energy. It's all about finding balance between literally, you know, past events and where you stand right now. I hope this made sense. Pile number 2. This was quite deep. I don't know if everyone got the message here, but I hope that this reading found those who needed to hear that. And I'll catch you soon. Bye for now. Hey tribe, whoever has chosen pile number 3, let's take a look at what's happening behind the scenes. We're going to take a look at the Magic of You Oracle card in a minute. I want to pull from these 2 new beautiful decks first. What's happening behind the scenes? Pile number 3, the Star, strong start, Knight of Wands, the World. I see. Okay, let's take another deck. Let's pull 3 more cards. We have the Hermit. You have a lot of majors here, guys. You have the 5 of Needles, which is the 5 of Swords. And we have the Fool. All right, let's see. We have the Witch card. Now, this is gonna be quite a particular scenario, but I'm gonna try to keep it open for you guys. The Witch card says the magic you seek is inside of you, let it flow. Now, for a lot of you, what this has to do with, what's happening behind the scenes, you are being led whatever you do in life, you might be either intuitively feeling that, or you're already led by certain events in your life or certain ideas that you have. You're going to be visible for other people. For some of you, this involves travel. Your lifestyle might be changing if you're not traveling a lot just yet, or you were not before the pandemic. You are going to be exploring. This is all about exploration for you, because it does seem like your soul might be urging you to do so, you know, going places and visiting people and not being, you know, stuck in the same thing, you know, the same location, let's say, the same job, the same home for too long. You are being prepared to explore. Now, how you're going to do that? You're going to first off have this moment almost like of peace. You might have a moment of stagnancy, but it's not going to feel that way. You're gonna feel intuitively that there is a reason that there is a bit of a stop for you. And that moment will be almost crucial, this is saying. That moment you might have a lot of ideas or understandings about where your life path is, or where you're being drawn towards to. And, you know, for some of you, this might be a bit of a conflicting situation. This is saying you might be resisting that, or something will test you. And what we always being tested, especially when it comes to, you know, certain big major events in our life or big dreams, because we have to almost like prove it to ourselves, right? How much do we want it? Are we able to sacrifice something, right? To let something old go and to start new? And it does seem like you will here. You're gonna be very, you know, and it does seem like part of what's happening with your life, you gotta be visible, you have to speak your truth, you have to, you know, share what you are capable of or what you want to talk about, certain ideas, you know, certain abilities that you have. It's almost like it has to be explored a bit more, and once you're ready, you will be able to be visible. Now it can be on social media, you know, internationally, for others of you in your circle, you know, word of mouth I'm hearing. You will be advertised by word of mouth. Whatever this is you're doing, it feels really spiritual, and this whole, you know, pile feels super spiritual here to me. It does seem like maybe throughout that time, you know, when you're learning, still exploring, you'll have to face your own demons, as I like to call it. We have two cards. Wow, okay. You might be facing your own demons and you might be fighting them, right? But this is about understanding why this is happening and what is the message behind it, right? And once you do that, you're gonna be so much more insightful about that situation, and you can advise other people too. Now we have the Six of Needles here too. Yeah, I mean, this is a very fast moving type of energy here. The Knight of Wands, the Six of Needles, right? We have the World here. We have the Fool. It's all about exploration. And I do believe that for some of you, you might be exploring different venues, avenues as well when it comes to your career, when it comes to your life path. It's not about being, you know, taking interest in only one thing. There might be a lot of different niches that you will be interested in, and all of those niches will give you a broader understanding about this particular thing that you're interested in, right? It's all about exploration. You're being prepared for a big mission here. That's what's happening behind the scenes, and I think for a lot of you, this is not news. So this might be more so like a confirmation. We have the Devil, and we talked about facing demons, right? What's happening behind the scenes? We have Temperance. We have Strength. 3 major arcana cards. Beautiful. And we have a Tower on the bottom. Now, you know, people like that, especially people who choose a spiritual path, they have to be strong, right? They have to be strong enough, and they have to face, as I said, you know, certain demons. Now, it can be for some of you that you might encounter certain spirits that are not going to be all, you know, light and unicorns, and that's something for you to uncover, and that's something for you to understand. Is there some type of energy that I need to deal with myself? And we all have entity attachments. This is completely normal. We all have certain entities attached to us throughout time, especially when we are, you know, feeling low emotionally, you know, low, or going through really difficult times, because we are not as strong at that moment, and that's when they can attach. But it does seem like this is part of understanding for you here. Why is this happening? How can I get rid of this? You know, how can I clear my energy, and how can I maybe help other people to clear the energy as well? How to recognize when there are certain maybe negative attachments happening, and how to balance that energy out, right? And how to deal with that situation. So this might be triggering for some of you, especially if you're new to this path, you know, but this is part of it, you know. I like to say, in my job, I have to deal with certain side effects. The same way if I was working in a 9-to-5, you know, office job, probably my back wouldn't be the best, or, you know, sometimes people have wrist problems because they hold in the mouse, you know, for 8 hours a day. So these are the side effects too. When it comes to this job, you might have, you know, energetic downloads which might feel chaotic. You might get certain, you know, attachments too. If people, for example, sometimes they try to connect to certain, you know, spirits, if their heart space is not too open just yet, only third eye, they might not even understand that they are talking to someone else, to some entity actually, because they're super clever. They can shapeshift, right? So it's all part of a journey here, and it's all part of your strengths, knowledge, and it does seem like a lot of you are growing like that. You know, the more challenges you encounter, the more knowledge you have under your sleeve, and it does seem like for a lot of you, it's going to be quite an exciting journey. You will want to know things, you will want to seek for more answers. So it's like you're being prepared for this moment of, you know, uncovering even more truths and your own abilities as well. Your intuition will shoot through the roof here. So explore pile number 3. I hope this made sense. This pile is definitely not for everyone, but I hope people who have come across this have found it helpful, and Tribe, love you as always. I'll catch you soon. Bye for now. Hey pile number 4 people, so let's take a look at what is happening behind the scenes. I'm gonna see your magic of your oracle. I'm gonna take a look at it in a minute. Let's see what's happening behind the scenes. Straight away I'm getting the presence of a child, so either you do have a child, or there is just a presence of a child here. We have the 6 of Pentacles, I believe, or is it 9? No, it's 9. 9 of Pens. We have Queen of Wands. Ooh, I like this very much. We have the 6 of Swords. Is that 6? I'm lost. Is it 6 or 9, guys? Help me out, someone. I gotta take a look at this. I won't leave it like that. I usually read these intuitively anyway, but I want to know because I'll need that for the future. Let's see. Hope you have a minute. Ooh, I like this book. This is wonderful. This is nice. Okay. Swords. Oh, it's in a couple of languages. I don't even know if I'm seeing the major arcana, but spreads, other languages. I'm gonna figure it out in a minute. Let's leave it behind because I don't want to waste more time here. All right. Let's see. You know, taken from the imagery of the first card. Yeah, it's 9, guys. Both are 9s because the 9 of Swords feels like that, right? In your headspace. Nine of Pentacles and Nine of Swords. All right, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Just below the Nine of Pentacles. This is good stuff. We have the Star. All right. I see you. I see you. And we have the Seven of Needles, which is the Seven of Swords. All right. Let's look at your card. We have Mosaic. Let chance play its creative role in your life, and it makes a lot of sense here with the Queen of Wands in the middle. This is all about creativity here. Pile number 4, what's happening behind the scenes. You're being asked to be a bit more creative in your everyday life, because that can lead you to having your own business. Okay, it doesn't matter if you cooking, if you making jewelry, if you painting, you know, if you making music. It's all creative. It's something that you put together, right? And something comes out of it. But it does seem like sometimes you might self-sabotage here, and that's what your higher self wouldn't want you to do, right? Recognize when this happens. Sometimes when you're overwhelmed by certain thoughts, or when you kind of fool yourself that you cannot achieve that, that's when you may kind of stop a little bit that progress. But this happens to a lot of people. Don't, you know, blame yourself too much about that. Just recognize when that happens. You are meant to create something for yourself and be independent. Whatever you would do, even if it wouldn't be a business of your own, independence. So say if someone was living with someone and they were codependent to that person due to maybe money or emotions, whatever that would be, and they feel like they can't get out and they want to be on their own, they need to know that they can achieve that. The Wheel of Fortune, things are spinning already. You know, that seems like a lot of things are shifting energetically behind the scenes, and you're being drawn to maybe certain things that you have done maybe in the past. And I'm seeing someone, you know, that child, I'm seeing the inner child that is being taken for a walk, connecting to your inner child. And inner child will almost like, it's not that you're helping them as much as they are helping you to bring out that creativity a bit more and to become who you want to become here. For pile number 4, you need to know that you're going to leave a stamp behind you in this world, and you can, it's all about needing and accepting that you can achieve your dream, because some people feel, it does feel like a number 4 like that. Some people feel that either they're not worthy of it, or that was you know, old pre-programming, that I can't do that, where honestly you have everything that it takes to get to where you want to be. And I think a lot of you are being prepared for that moment where you're going to be celebrating what you have created and what you built for yourself. And this is all you. This is all you. You had to encounter difficult situations. Maybe at one point your finances were not the best and that was a challenge, but you're still going to stand very firmly on your feet at the end of this. We have the 8 of Pentacles. Just put in the work and be consistent, this is saying, and you're going to get exactly where you want to be. Let's clarify the 9 of Swords there. Let's see what is happening there. We have the Empress. Maybe, you know, for some of you, someone is somehow influencing you where it makes you think if you are truly worthy. Whoever this person is, there might be someone who seems in your eyes that they've achieved so much already. And if you tend to compare yourself to other people, that's when things can be a little bit meh, right? So make sure you don't do that. Follow your own path. Maybe for some of you, this is some kind of a, you know, mother influence here. Maybe something was said in a childhood. Maybe something was done or you were not able to do certain things. And that's that old pre-programming, right? Let's see, what can you expect? Pile number 4. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, it's all about, you know, steady moves. It's all about steady moves. It's all about, you know, being patient with yourself. Just be consistent. Consistency is the key for you to that fortune that you're looking for. And everyone has issues with that, right? everyone sometimes wakes up and they're like, oh, you know, I really don't want to do anything today, even if they love their job. It just happens. It happens to me too when I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I really don't feel like doing anything today. But that exactly at those moments, you know, where you sit down, I like to kind of fool my brain a little bit and say, hey, kind of change that programming for the day, and it helps. So there is a lot of ways around it, but if your body asks for rest at all times. This is not about over pushing. This is not about burning yourself out. It's about recognizing, you know, if lack of consistency is there all the time, or it just happens sometimes when you feel like you need a break. Okay, there's some kind of an offering on the horizon here that I'm seeing. Yeah, for a new start. I do believe that for some of you, what's happening behind the scenes, you might at one point in your life think that you have like an idea, or you have an idea for a business or whatever that would be, you know, like a new thought of some sort. You're like, yes, let's go and do this. What you need to know is that there might be a shift to either a change of career at one point, or a change to structure I'm seeing. Yeah, and the Ten of Pentacles is here. It's all about, you know, financial abundance here, and feeling safe, secure where you're at, and you're going to be proud how far you've come in the future. Okay, that's what you need to know. But there might be challenges ahead. There might be things where you'll have to kind of transform yourself, right? But when you're transforming, there is something new that's being birthed here. The Ace of Wands and Santa Muerte, right? So I do hope that this made sense, pile number 4, and I'll catch you soon. Bye for now.